everyone, welcome to Taking the Pulse, a healthcare and life sciences video podcast. Lauren DeMoss and I are joining you today from NC Bio's 2023 annual conference. This is a conference pulling together regional and national life sciences industry leaders. And with us is Christine Vannais. She is the COO of Fujifilm Diosynth Biotechnologies at RTP site here in North Carolina, actually just down the street, where you oversee manufacturing operations. Christine, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
When most people think of Fujifilm, they might think of cameras. I probably was one of them initially. But Fujifilm is a multinational conglomerate with operations spanning photography, optics, office and medical electronics, biotechnology, and chemicals. How did this diverse portfolio come about?
Well, Fujifilm is a very advanced company with a very strategic plan. So they had the foresight to see film was declining, maybe unlike a few other companies. And in that, their diverse portfolio, they really started to invest in life sciences and medical. So it's pretty easy to think about the imaging, photographs, and photocopies and taking that to medical imaging. X-rays, sonograms, ultrasounds, mammograms, colonoscopy in the portfolio for Fujifilm. So the next time you go to your doctor's office, hopefully for preventative imaging, look at that machine. You might see the Fujifilm name. So that's part of the medical. In the life sciences field, I'm part of the biologics CDMO. So that is Contract Development Manufacturing Organization. So we make medicines, biologic medicines, for clients around the world. We develop them, we improve them, we scale them up, we get them ready for clinical and commercial manufacturing. And we have 7 sites around the world doing this under this division. In North Carolina, as you said, I'm the COO for the RTP location, which has been around for 25 years doing this business, which we love. It's technical, but also very meaningful. But we've also opened and purchased new land in Holly Springs, which is all in the same county. So we're really growing and providing more opportunities for our clients to do different scales, to provide new technologies, to continue the advancement of their medicines.
Christine, can you tell us a little more about cell culture services and how that's going to help companies get medicine to people faster and how that kind of works into this diverse portfolio?
Right, of course. Now, cell culture is a subset of biologic medicines. In our portfolio, we have the ability to provide services for viral vaccines, gene therapies, microbial programs, and cell culture. So that's the type of biological process. And cell culture programs tend to need larger volumes to deliver more medicine to patients, maybe a larger patient base around the world, or maybe they need multiple doses. So our clients need a larger volume of that. So the cell culture expansion is what we have in Holly Springs, and it will be the largest end-to-end cell culture facility in North America. And when I say end-to-end, that means we start this cell culture process with a tiny frozen vial of cells, of cell culture cells. They expand them up to 20,000 liter bioreactors, purify that into drug substance, which is the raw API. It's the medicine in a solution typically. And then you have to final formulate it. You have to get it ready so it can be provided to the doctor's offices and clinics, and that's putting it in a vial or syringe, and that's the filling process. And then you have to assemble, label, and pack. You got to put it all together, and this facility in North Carolina will be able to do that. It will be coming online with the drug substance in 2025. So a facility this large is really complicated. These bioreactors are like 3 stories high. They're stainless steel. It's very complicated. So we started the project in 21 knowing it was going to be a multi-year build. We're on track. We have weather-tight buildings. The first bioreactor was placed. Really exciting. It's an immense facility because the demand is there to provide cell culture, typically monoclonal antibody solutions for our clients that can be used around the world. So it's there. It's about 100 acres, and they have a lot of space to continue to expand if the demand is there. But the first modules, all the way to that end to end, are on track, and I'm really pleased. It will also create at least 750 jobs here in North Carolina. As of today, about 170 of those are full. So over the next few years, we'll continue a very aggressive hiring process to fill the capacity with qualified individuals.
Wow, and that's expected to open in 2025?
2025, they'll be GMP ready for drug substance. And then there's a little further timelines for the filling and final assembly, label, and pack. What's nice is this is a network approach, and this mirrors the facility in Denmark, which is already online, performing this exact operation end to end. So their filling will be online. So if a client comes to us, we can offer that service in Denmark in the meantime.
I remember reading about that in the news when
Yes.
it was announced here, and it's investment of billions of dollars.
Yes,
right?
$2.3 billion investment, a huge investment for North Carolina, but also for Fujifilm. You can see the resources they're putting into the life science industry because they know that the demand is there and the business is there, and helping patients is very, very meaningful.
And Fujifilm must like North Carolina.
Yes.
Tell me why.
The workforce development system and infrastructure was a critical point because, when you have these extremely large investments, you have to go through this extensive process to vet where are you going to put this plant. And the choices were, really around the world and then within the U.S. So there's an incentive package to evaluate. It has to be done carefully, and I would recommend by experts because
Yes.
It's never apples to apples,
That's
right?
right.
But the NC Life Science Organization, the NC Biotech, we've been part of this community for over 25 years at our legacy site. It's one of the major cities for biotech in the country, and we know our clients love it here. It's a great place to live. The cost of living is lower than some of these other places. The land was available to have a very large expansion opportunity. So there were a lot of things that put North Carolina at the top of the list.
Can you talk a little bit about what you're all doing with NC State University? Because talking about these partnerships with the state, and obviously it's helpful to have one with the university here. Can you tell us more about that partnership?
Yeah, we have a lot of partnerships with the local community, but there is a very special partnership that we've agreed with NC State as this Holly Springs facility came online. And some of it stems around the sustainability goals, very high objectives for sustainability, and some cutting edge. So partnering with the university and their collective force and knowledge and information about sustainability, really founded some of the workflows. Like they came out and did a full facility survey to make sure that we know the baseline of biodiversity, but it's beyond that. It's the culture and community aspects. They helped us quantify and document what was it like in Holly Springs before we broke ground, so we can and have made the commitment to make this a better place. And maybe that's biodiversity of trees. As you see, you have to clear cut some spaces to create a building area, but what you put back in the space can be almost as important and adds to the biodiversity. But it's also, access to the community, how we're supporting. There's a grant to work with the local school system to start educating middle schoolers and high schools about biotech. We're committed to continuing that workforce. Wake Tech and the high school have a biotech program. We have a longtime sponsorship with them to encourage that people from all parts of the county can come. And this is a great, safe career right here in your backyard that's really meaningful. So tapping into not only the university system, but even going farther back. So we're in this industry, NC Bio always has data about how many new jobs are in life sciences. There's more jobs than people can fill if they moved here and relocated. We need to grow the interest in this area, and we're really interested in helping with that effort.
One final question for you, because I just heard it I hear it from you, and I've heard it from our previous guests. There seems to be a great degree of collaboration here.
Yes.
There's not a lot of competition between universities. They seem to collaborate,
yes.
and with businesses collaborate.
I think that's what I found. for a few years now, have been on the board for NC Life Sciences. I became on the executive committee, but the collaboration between companies and industries and nonprofits and universities, it's amazing. It's amazing. Everyone is really willing. There is competition over workforce. That is good. I think we have multiple places that people can be employed and learn and gain and move. But we can also pick up the phone and have a great conversation, site head to site head, QA to QA, and we learn from each other collectively. But NC Bio really helps facilitate some of those conversations by bringing the right people together, talking about everything from validation to automation to leadership topics. And so it's very, very collaborative. And I don't think you find that in some of the other core areas where, biotech is a core. We have the local collaboration that surpasses anyone else.
Yeah. It's intoxicating, actually. I feel
Right.
like we want it more and more the more we hear about it. Well, on behalf of our viewers and our whole Taking the Pulse team, Christine Vannais, thank you so much for joining us. We are excited to learn more about your Holly Springs
Yes, I think
site.
we need to come back in a couple
Yeah,
years.
we need
yeah,
to
would
come
that
back
be
and see
terrific?
that.
Yes.
And your current role as COO of Fujifilm Diosynth Biotechnologies right here at RTP. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having me.